4 threes in the fourth. Sixers scored just 13 points in the entire fourth. And Tatum nailing that three with under 40 seconds left. He had 16 all by himself. Fans maybe exiting on their Sixers playoff hopes as the Celtics move on to Game 7. And now here's Embiid.
I don't think I touched the ball the last 4 minutes of the game. Like I said, missed a lot of good looks. I didn't touch the ball at all.
All right. I didn't touch the ball at all. That's what he says. Alan, how do you explain the fact that Embiid didn't touch the ball down the stretch?
Well, you can't explain it. It doesn't make bring the towel out and clean up that mess.
You got to do that. You got to do this if you want to make the next round. Embiid with a huge block. Harden gets it, looking to go, but no. Over to George Niang for three. Good. The Sixers down 2. Now, about 1:30 left in the third. Sixers up 3. And Embiid driving, laying it in. Looks like the Sixers are in control, Alan.
Yeah, it looked like they were about to take the series. The building was alive. The Sixers were rolling, and the Celtics couldn't make a shot. And then,
sadly, they got 4 quarters in basketball because Jason Tatum knocking down the three for Sixers fans. Not liking that. 0 for 10 was Tatum in the first half. Fourth quarter, different story. Here's Embiid right here. 3:56 left in the game. Takes a jumper, misses. The last time he would touch the ball for the rest of the game. Meanwhile, Tatum knocking down 3.
3 guys who clearly don't know how to win.
Yeah, and you know what? Being from Philly, we're used to epic collapses. But this, especially seeing Embiid saying, I didn't get the ball, I'm expecting him to yell and scream and be upset. Monica, the Philly only scores 13 points in the fourth. How big of a meltdown was this for Embiid and the Sixers?
Ryan, I feel for you on this Friday morning. Listen, this was a meltdown of epic proportions, but it showed the difference in terms of the experience of these two teams. It was so almost eerily ironic in hindsight to hear Doris Burke give Doc Rivers a ton of credit for the biggest adjustment having nothing to do with basketball, and that being instilling belief and confidence in this Sixers squad. And then you saw Jason Tatum
saying this, that you've got 3 guys leading a team that struggle to close the deal. And that, of course, since Doc Rivers won a championship with Boston, that has been his record now, 17-34 in attempts to close out a series. That's not a great record. So we start there because your coach has got to recognize that your best player is not getting the ball. Let's also talk about Joel Embiid, who can't get over the hump of the second round. They say a big man, put your forearm in the chest of Time Lord and say, give me the damn ball, like Keyshawn Johnson always said. He's got to do that, demand the ball. And then there's James Harden. You're the point guard, man. How do you not recognize that your best player is not getting the basketball to close out this game, to finish the job? The knockout punch never came.
Or the match was causing the fire to be lit for the Celtics. And so you saw Philly basically have one of those negative self-fulfilling prophecies, right? Oh, here we go again. Something always happens to us. And instead of fighting that, it almost felt that they just acquiesced and allowed it to happen. And the Celtics, of course, leaned into the power that Jason Tatum brought into the fourth quarter and showed that they were a team that had previously been to the finals. And so it was really a disappointing kind of meltdown for Philly. But I would give the Celtics a ton of credit.
Yeah, but I can't stop thinking about Philly.
How can you not?
I know.
First of all, this series is like having teenagers, and I have this experience because it's moody. Like you heard what Monica just said. Oh, things don't work out for us. Woe is me. That's called emo mode. We go emo. We hide in the room.
Oh my gosh.
Things aren't going well for us today. And then all of a sudden, there's Jason Tatum, who's he doesn't feel like playing. But now you're sitting at the kitchen table. Oh, you're coming down? You're coming down to talk to us? You're going to spend time with us now? You're happy right now? Let's enjoy this moment while we can. Like, this is what a parent is like when you have teenage kids. And if you're asking me to say, who's going to win Game 7? I don't know, because I don't know what mood you're going to be in when you wake up tomorrow. So I'm just going to wake up and hope you're happy today. And if you're a Celtics fan or a Sixers fan, this is what it's like.
All up here.
Yeah, and here's the problem for Sixers fans, by the way, like me. The Sixers haven't believed they could do it.
Right.
And that's the problem.
And that's all the Celtics
How are they going to
needed.
get it done?
That's all the Celtics needed.
Yeah.
And I really feel this way when you're watching this game. Yes, the Celtics had to lead the whole way, but that push in the third quarter, and I was texting with Tim Legler. Legs and I were going back and forth. Legs obviously knows the Sixers very well. And we were both feeling that this game is turning. It's turning in the favor of the Sixers. The building is behind them. They're home. They're rolling. They have a lead. knockout punch time. It's ready. Corner three, brick, 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 brick.
Yep.
And that's the part you leave the door open. And that's a dangerous thing when you have superstars like Jason Tatum, who
It was, don't come downstairs unless you got yourself together. You can figure it out upstairs because we pay the bills around here. And therefore, I do think right now that is sort of the way that maybe Joe Mazzulla has the opportunity to parent if we stick with this analogy, right? Like the Celtics have now shot themselves in the foot late in game twice. They've also been terrific late in game now in a big sort of momentum swing as they head back to Boston for this ball game. I think that Jason Tatum being able to navigate what has to be one of the worst halves of his career in the last 4 seasons or so was huge. It was huge. And then you talk about the wrinkle of putting Robert Williams and Al Horford on the floor together at different points and the way they were able to defend the Sixers. This is a team that not only believes they can do it, they have done it. They have gotten past this point. And so right now, as far as momentum goes or having an edge,
great baskets. He's on fire, right? For a guy like Jason Tatum, for stars, one shot, they're on fire. They believe it. And that corner three, contested corner three he made, he's on fire at that point. All the Celtics needed was to leave that door open for them, and they walked right through it and forced the game down.
And Monica, it makes me think about Tatum. You know, he talked about, you saw his teammates trying to pump him up on the sidelines. He talked about how he always believed he could do something, and he got it done. Monica, what did you think?
well, the other part of this, Ryan and Han, to me, is the very fundamental things we learn about basketball when we first fall in love with it in elementary school, right? Basketball is a game of runs. And you give the Sixers a ton of credit, as we deficits, not once, but 2 times in the course of this ball game. But it felt as if they thought that they had done the work already, right? So you go back to the sound from Doc Rivers early in the series. Do you expect this to be easy? It's not going to be easy. And so, for whatever reason, you can't pat yourself on the back until the mission is completely accomplished. Now, I'm with you, Ryan, as far as who's responsible for this. I'm really now sitting and evaluating what I've observed as far as the Sixers' personalities, because there's no way your MVP doesn't call for the basketball. I'm with you, Han, right? Like, give me the ball. I've been having a successful game. What are we doing?
That's what it comes down to with this team.
Your stars.
They got their stars,
Their stars.
but also it's gut check time for these Philadelphia 76ers. And we'll see with the Celtics, too. Meanwhile, gut time displayed as early 3 quarters. And here's Marcus Smart.